In this video, we're going to continue on with color, and what we're going to focus on is the RGB. So RGB, we already discussed some parts of RGB, which is RGB, where you have the red, green, blue. That's what RGB stands for. So RGB, but you also have the RGBA, which is what we call A stands for alpha, and this will describe how much the transparency is, or opaque value. So the transparency basically will be transparent or slightly transparent or solid. It's one or the other. It's solid or transparent or somewhere in that range. So for this, the alpha value starts from 0 up to 1. And let's explore this as well. So we have the RGB, and the RGB doesn't work with hex codes, but it will work with numbers, 255. So basically, RGB is this part here. Let's look. So we say here, if we have a color, we can say RGBA. We can do first RGB, and then in here, we will put in the color, whatever the color value is, 255, comma, 255, comma, 255. And once we have that, then we can copy this and just put it in here. So what happened now with this, 255 equals basically white. So that's triple F. Yes, and this is the reason why they're using these F values, because it has a specific value as well, from 0 up to F, which are 16 digits, and then there's a calculation on that, how this works based on the combination. But basically these are matched to each other. And if you would say here 0, 0, remember, if you would do this, we can do here also 0, 0, and we do here F, you will notice that we get both of them are becoming solid green. So if we go back here, refresh, and you can see now they become both of them solid green. It's exactly the identical way of calculating, only now in RGB. So what is another way then? It's basically the RGB alpha. Basically it's the same one, but then we work with the transparency. And the transparency here will be comma, 0, point, whatever value, or 1. So it's 0 point, everything between the 0 and the 1 is accepted. So we can say 0 or 1 or 0.10 for 10% transparency, etc., etc. So let's explore this one. So let's say here, we do here comma, and then we say 0.5 for 50%. So what happens now is refresh. Now you can see it becomes slightly brighter because it is now creating a transparency. And then if we would do 0, you can see here what happens then is it is not visible at all. So this creates a transparency. So if you do 1, it becomes solid, as you can see here. And if you do 0.33, then it starts to have a slighter, or there is basically 67% transparency, 33% visibility or solidness. Basically it's visible for 33% only, and as we go down more to 10%, it's 90% transparency. It's now becoming very hard to spot. So with this you can play around as well with, for example, maybe putting some background behind it or something else at the back where you can control this. This is one of the items as well where the hex code colors or the hexadecimal color codes are not able to use, because we're not able to use with the hex codes, we are not able to use the transparency here. Or of course there's an option where we have to give it transparent, sorry, that's the one where we have, or the I think it's transparency. Doesn't show it. I will just figure out it well because I'm using most of these. Or probably it's, I think it's the opacity. That's it. The opacity will control the item as well. So if we say here 1, now let's remove this, you can see now we are going to get the same result. And then if we do here 0.1, we are going to get here almost the same result. So right now, of course, what happens here is this will not only be pinpointing the background color, but also the items within the div. As you can see here now, the font is becoming very hard to read as well. So this one is an option, but only if you pinpoint specifically the div, but the div should not have any fonts or something in there. If there would be any fonts in here, use this option here, comma, and then you put in 1, and then this will be removed, and then you will see here the opacity will be only target or pinpointed on the background color. Very, very useful to know. This is one of the other options that you absolutely need to know, so you have an understanding of it and what's the difference between the hex color and the hex code color and the RGB and RGBA color. And now you also know why alpha is an essential part of this. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions regarding this, make sure you put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. And if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here. You will probably enjoy this as well.